Imagine a land untamed, untouched, and unexplored by the known world. A place where time moved to its own rhythm, and civilizations bloomed in isolation, undisturbed by the outside world. This was the pre-Columbian Americas, a vibrant tapestry of diverse landscapes and cultures. From the snow-capped peaks of the Andes to the lush rainforests of the Amazon, from the sprawling plains of the Midwest to the pristine coastlines of the Pacific, this was a land of breathtaking beauty and boundless variety. And it wasn't just the geography that was diverse. The people who called these lands home were equally varied, with civilizations as sophisticated and diverse as the Inca, Maya, and Aztec in the south, to the Iroquois, Sioux, and Cherokee in the north, each with their own unique cultures, languages, and ways of life. This was the New World before the arrival of European explorers. Now picture daring explorers setting sail from familiar shores driven by curiosity, ambition, and the promise of wealth. As the 15th century dawned, Europe was gripped by a thirst for exploration, fueled by tales of distant lands filled with untold riches. Among these explorers was a man named Christopher Columbus, an Italian sailor whose ambition led him to the court of the Spanish monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella. Columbus believed he could reach Asia by sailing west, a radical idea at the time which was met with skepticism. Undeterred, he secured the monarch's support and embarked on a perilous journey across the Atlantic in 1492. The voyage was fraught with challenges, unpredictable weather, dwindling supplies, and a crew on the brink of mutiny. Yet Columbus pressed on, driven by a vision that would change the course of history. As the first sight of the New World emerged on the horizon, there was no turning back. The stage was set for a monumental encounter. The first meeting, a moment frozen in time, filled with wonder, curiosity, and misunderstanding. Imagine the scene. European explorers stepping off their ships onto unfamiliar shores, their eyes wide with anticipation and trepidation. On the other side, indigenous peoples watching these strange newcomers with a mixture of intrigue and apprehension. The initial interactions were marked by a profound sense of the unknown. Europeans, fascinated by the New World's exotic landscapes and cultures, were eager to learn and profit. Indigenous peoples, equally curious about these outsiders, initially welcomed them, sharing their knowledge and resources. But these exchanges weren't without their misunderstandings. The Europeans, with their own preconceptions about the world, often misinterpreted indigenous customs and social structures. Similarly, indigenous peoples, unfamiliar with European ways, struggled to comprehend the intentions of these foreign visitors. Yet in these early encounters, the stage was set for a dramatic and lasting convergence of cultures. Little did they know, this encounter would change the world. Imagine the exchange, not just of goods but of ideas, technology, and ways of life. This was the essence of the Columbian Exchange, an interchange of unprecedented scale that followed the collision of the old and new worlds. From the Americas, Europe received foods that would transform its cuisine. Think of Italian pasta without the tomato, or Irish stew without the potato. In return, the Europeans brought horses and cattle, forever altering the landscapes and livelihoods of the indigenous peoples. But it wasn't just about material goods. Knowledge, like the concept of zero from the Mayans, also traversed oceans. The Europeans learned about sophisticated farming techniques, while the indigenous people were introduced to European technologies. This two-way exchange had profound effects not only on the global diet, but also on economies, shaping the world as we know it today. The world as we know it began to take shape. But with discovery came devastation. The flip side of this tale of exploration and encounter is one of profound loss and suffering. As Europeans ventured deeper into the New World, they unwittingly carried with them diseases to which the indigenous people had no immunity. Smallpox, measles, influenza. These were foreign invaders as deadly as any conquistador, decimating populations and dismantling entire societies. But disease was not the only weapon of destruction. The thirst for gold and the hunger for new territories led to the enslavement of countless indigenous people. Forced to toil in mines and fields, their labor fueled the prosperity of distant European powers. This was not the dream of a new world filled with promise and opportunity, but a nightmare of exploitation and eradication. The discovery of the New World was not a moment of triumph, but a time of tragedy. The New World paid a heavy price. Yet, in the face of adversity, there was resilience. As the waves of European influence swept across the New World, indigenous societies were not passive victims. They resisted, they adapted, they survived. Stories of such resistance and adaptation are plentiful. each a testament to the strength and determination of these native cultures. In the north, the Iroquois Confederacy united 5 tribes, forming a powerful alliance that held its ground against European colonizers. In the Andean highlands, the Inca Empire utilized their sophisticated knowledge of agriculture and architecture to establish a stronghold in the unforgiving terrain, a silent defiance against the invading forces. And let's not forget the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, where the Pueblo people of the Southwest rose up against Spanish rule, successfully expelling them for over a decade. These are but a few examples of the extraordinary resilience shown by the native peoples of the New World. Through resistance and adaptation they ensured the spirit of the New World endured. The echoes of the past continue to resonate today. The European discovery of the New World left an indelible mark on the global community, a mark that has shaped our societies, cultures, and interactions. The fusion of the old and new worlds brought about a seismic shift, triggering a wave of cultural exchange, technological advancement, and global interdependence that continues to ripple through time. The rich tapestry of cultures we see today, the diversity of cuisines we enjoy, the plethora of languages we speak, and even the technological innovations we marvel at, all bear the imprint of this pivotal moment in history. Yet, it is crucial to remember that this legacy, while rich in many ways, is also marred by the shadows of injustices. As we navigate the complexities of our contemporary world, let's not forget the lessons of the past. The discovery of the New World was not just a historical event, but a continuous process. So, what happens when worlds collide? As we delve deeper into our shared history, we find ourselves facing a kaleidoscope of experiences. The discovery of the New World, a collision of cultures, was a paradox of human achievement and tragedy. It was a moment that forever changed the course of history, weaving a complex tapestry of connection and conflict, discovery and loss, transformation and resilience. This momentous interaction between two worlds, previously oblivious of each other's existence, sparked a global interchange of ideas, goods, and people. The exchange was profound, reshaping diets, economies, and societies in ways that continue to resonate today. The tomato in an Italian pasta sauce, the potato in an Irish stew, the chocolate in a Belgian praline. These everyday elements of our global diet are the enduring legacies of this exchange. Yet the discovery was not without its shadows. The spread of diseases, the enslavement of indigenous peoples, and the cultural and demographic shifts that ensued cast a long somber shadow over the brightness of discovery. These aspects of our shared history are painful, yet essential to remember and acknowledge. Amidst the change and turmoil, the indigenous peoples of the New World demonstrated remarkable resilience. Their stories of resistance and adaptation continue to inspire, reminding us of the indomitable human spirit that persists in the face of adversity. The legacy of the discovery of the New World is complex and multifaceted. It is a legacy that continues to shape our world in ways both visible and invisible. But perhaps most importantly, it is a legacy that underscores the importance of cultural exchange and understanding. In our increasingly interconnected world, the lessons from this pivotal moment in history are more relevant than ever. They remind us of the potential for human connection and innovation, as well as the need for understanding, respect, and empathy in our interactions with cultures different from our own. As we look to the future, let us remember our shared past. Because it is only by reflecting on our history that we can hope to forge a future that celebrates diversity, fosters understanding, and champions the shared humanity that binds us all.